I'm Presley, and welcome to What the Science, where we talk about lots of weird and crazy but really cool science articles we find. So our first What the Science we're going to be doing is based off of a really cool article we read that is about a non-Newtonian fluid that was recently discovered, which is actually found in frogs.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what's a non-Newtonian fluid?
So a non-Newtonian fluid is something that isn't like a solid or a liquid. It's simultaneously. So
well, not simultaneously, but it changes, right?
Changes.
So usually under stress,
yeah,
normally,
under
right?
Stress.
And so the most famous one that everybody knows about when you think of non-Newtonian fluid is what?
Oobleck.
Oobleck. So what happens with oobleck that makes it a non-Newtonian fluid?
So if you put pressure on it, like you squeeze it or you kind of like slap it, then it's a solid, like you can run on it. But the second you stop applying pressure to it, it turns into a liquid and flows down.
Yeah, so it's normally a liquid, but if you put impact on it, it becomes a solid for a little bit, and then it turns back into a liquid. Like I said, you can run on it, you can kind of grab a handful of it and pick it up, and then it turns back into a liquid. It's really cool, right?
Yeah,
it's
my
awesome.
favorite thing.
So there's also the opposite. Things that are solid-ish, or really thick, or viscous, to be exact. And then when you impact them, they become runnier, less viscous, and sort of fall out. What's a really good example of that most people don't know is actually a non-Newtonian fluid?
Ketchup.
Ketchup. So this is why if you hold the ketchup bottle upside down, nothing comes out, but if you bang on the side of it a little bit, ketchup comes out.
Yes.
Because it's a non-Newtonian fluid. It's sort of really thick and highly viscous. When you bang on it, it becomes less viscous, and so it runs out and drops, right?
Yeah.
So the non-Newtonian fluid we're going to talk about today is more like ketchup.
Yeah.
Right? It's really thick. Under impact, it becomes thinner, and then it becomes thick again. Right? And where have they discovered that a non-Newtonian fluid like that exists?
In frog saliva.
Frog saliva. So frog saliva is a non-Newtonian fluid of the ketchup variety.
Yes.
And why? Why is that important?
Well, this is a really weird thing.
Yeah.
But when a frog sticks its tongue out to capture prey, its saliva surrounds it.
Yeah, so it's thick, right?
Yeah.
It's like really ketchup-y thick. Yeah. And then when its tongue hits the bug, what happens?
It applies pressure to it and it becomes thin, wraps around the bug, and then it becomes thick again.
It becomes thick again, kind of helps grab the bug.
And then he pulls it into his mouth.
And then what's the problem when that happens?
It's still thick.
Yeah, you got a bug covered in really thick goo. And one of the articles, we'll link to an article in the description, and one of the articles I read said, think of it as like a cauliflower dipped in honey that you're trying to eat. And so it's real gooey and thick. Yeah, I know nobody wants to eat cauliflower dipped in honey, but if you imagine it, it's kind of hard for him to swallow it. So what does he do to solve that problem?
He just very weird. He retracts his eyes into his eye sockets to apply pressure to it, swallows it, and then his eyes pop back out.
Yeah, he pops his eyes into his head, and then they push into his mouth, and they do the same kind of thing and put impact on the saliva, which makes it good and runny again, and so he can swallow the bug real quick. And then when his eyes pop back out, it turns thick and gooey again.
Biology, is that really the most effective solution?
I don't know. It seemed to work well for frogs.
It works, I guess.
But, how crazy is it? We've been playing with oobleck and talking about ketchup and stuff, and then, here's this real-world application of non-Newtonian fluids that, nature has designed this thing to work in this crazy way.
Weird.
And when you think about it, it totally makes sense, because it sticks to the tongue, and then when it hits the bug, it wraps around, and then it thickens again, so we can pull the bug back in. Yeah. And then it had to find a way to... Well, now I can't swallow it because it's covered in this thick goo.
How
about I pop my eyes in and put some pressure on it so I can swallow it?
Yeah.
That's a what the science, right?
That's so weird.
Reading that article, you're like, what? How did this come to be? What series of small, changes over time led to this process? But it's awesome. Yes. And so that's the kind of thing I think we're going to talk about in the series, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. So link in the article, link to the article in the description. Go check it out, read more about it. I think this is a really cool one, and we'll do more of these as we read more cool articles, yeah? Yeah. Awesome. Get us out of here.
So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to press that subscribe button if you want to see some more What the Science, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Bye, guys.